ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ यैरिमे गुरुवे ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो नमः। ऋषिभ्यो नमः, मुनिभ्यो नमः, गुरुभ्यो नमः, देवताभ्यो नमः। श्री परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। वेदव्यास वैशम्पायन याज्ञवल्क्याद्य शंकराचार्यादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। अथ श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः पारायणम्। We have begun a very beautiful undertaking of every day doing the Parayanam of Upanishad mantras. It is very noble and sacred. It has tremendous amount of blessings going to pour on us with our consistency. With the Shraddha, let us chant from the Pranava Upasana 8th Anuvaka of Prathama Siksha Valli for our Parayanam today. Om ओमिति ब्रह्म ओमितीदगं सर्वम् ओमित्येतदनुकृतिः स्मवा अप्यो श्रावयेत्याश्रावयन्ते ओमिति सामानि गायन्ते ओगं शोमिति शस्त्राणि शगुंसन्ति ओमित्यध्वर्युः प्रतिगरं प्रतिगृणाति ओमिति ब्रह्मा प्रसौति ओमित्यग्निहोत्रमनुजानाति ओमिति ब्राह्मण प्रवक्षन्नाह ब्रह्मोपाप्नवानेते ब्रह्मैवोपाप्नोति। ऋतं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च सत्यं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च तपश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च दमश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च शमश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अग्नयश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अग्निहोत्रं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अतिथयश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च मानुषं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजा च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजनश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजातिश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च सत्यमिति सत्यवचारातीतरः तप इति तपो नित्य पौरुषिष्टिः स्वाध्याय प्रवचने एवेति नाको मौद्गल्यः तद्धि तपस्तद्धि तपः अहं वृक्षस्य रेरिव कीर्तिः पृष्ठं गिरेरिव ऊर्ध्वपवित्रो वाजिनीव स्वमृतमस्मि द्रविणगं सवर्चसं सुमेधा अमृतोक्षितः इति त्रिशङ्कोर्वेदानुवचनम् वेदमनोच्चाचार्योऽन्ते वासिनमनुशास्ति सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान्मा प्रमदः आचार्याय प्रियं धनमाहृत्य प्रजातन्तुं मा व्यवच्छेत्सीः सत्यान्न प्रमदितव्यं धर्मान्न प्रमदितव्यं कुशलान्न प्रमदितव्यं भूत्यैन प्रमदितव्यं स्वाध्याय प्रवचनाभ्यां न प्रमदितव्यं देवपितृकार्याभ्यां न प्रमदितव्यं मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव यान्यनवद्यानि कर्माणि तानि सेवितव्यानि नो इतराणि यान्यस्माकं सुचरितानि तानि त्वयोपास्यानि नो इतराणि ये के चास्मच्छ्रेयागंसो ब्राह्मणाः तेषां त्वयासनेन प्रश्वसितव्यं श्रद्धया देयम् अश्रद्धया देयं श्रिया देयं ह्रिया देयं भिया देयं संविदा देयम् अत यदि ते कर्म विचिकित्सा वा वृत्तविचिकित्सा वा स्यात् ये तत्र ब्राह्मणाः सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता आयुक्ताः अलोक्षा धर्मकामाः स्युः यथा ते तत्र वर्तेरन् तथा तत्र वर्तेथाः अथाभ्याख्यातेषु ये तत्र ब्राह्मणाः सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता आयुक्ताः अलोक्षा धर्मकामाः स्युः यथा ते तेषु वर्तेरन् तथा तेषु वर्तेथाः एष आदेशः एष उपदेशः एषा वेदोपनिषद एतदनुशासनम् एवमुपासितव्यम् एवमुचैतदुपास्यम् शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् आवीन्माम् आवीद्वक्तारम् तामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामावेद तद्वक्तारमावेद आवेन्माम् आवेद्वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ श्रीकृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय शाखान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद ॐ यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हे व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते अथ प्रथमा शिक्षावल्ली प्रथमोऽनुवाकः शान्तिप्रार्थनामन्त्राः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 Salutations to the Lord, Parabrahma, to Shruti Mata, to all the Rishis, Munis, to bless us with the ultimate. To begin with today in our introductory thought, before we do the study of our Upanishad, so sublime, is the creation, cultivation of consciously creation and cultivation of the faith in us in these four aspects, four places. Faith in the four aspects. First, in the nobility of our undertaking, in the greatness of our undertaking. Faith in the greatness of our undertaking. What is undertaking? Entering to Adhyatmika spiritual marga, they are also relentlessly, regularly studying the Shastra. This is what we are doing. We are in the spiritual path, we are studying the Shastra. This is the goal or undertaking we have taken, having beautiful faith in this greatness of this thing, what we are doing. Faith in what we are doing. Underline that point. Full faith that it is the best thing and it is going to guide me towards the moksha with these type of variety of understandings, having full faith in what we are doing. Do we have it? Right now, think into yourself. Like while saying to you, I am also thinking in my own mind. Do I have faith? If at all, how deeper it is, how stronger it is, how consistent in it is. Faith in the nobility of the undertaking of spiritual marga, that also mainly through the study of Shastra. Second faith is faith in the presence of the Lord. Second is the faith in the presence of the Lord. Lord is definitely there as Parabrahma, as Mahad Brahma, as Pranava, as Mahavishnu Mahadeva, as Brahma Vishnu Maheshwara, as Sri Rama, as Sri Krishna or Sri Mata or Sri Ganapati. In the presence of the Lord, faith. Not a vague faith, not a doubtful faith. Contradiction in words, I know. So, not a vague one, not a once in a while. How much faith do I have in the presence of the Lord? Right now, question into yourself and see. We find that it is very vague, very superficial. So, deepen that faith as much as possible. Third one is faith in the grace of the Lord, that it can bless us with anything and everything. The faith in the grace of the Lord, that grace, or through the grace or with His grace, the Lord can give us anything as well as everything. Close the eyes and see. Do I have that sort of faith in Bhagavad Kripa? First, Shraddha in the Bhagavan's Astitva. He is there. Second is the faith in Bhagavad Kripa. Mm. Let's not touch it. Third one is this one. First is faith in the nobility of what we are doing. Adhyatmika Margam and Adhyayanam of Shastra. Second is faith in the presence of the Lord in any of the chosen form. Don't get carried away by the Lord in so many forms and all. There's only one Lord with His infinite power. Whichever the form you like, it is your choice. Don't impose your God on others. Don't disturb your faith in your God because somebody else is following someone. Be clear in that. Don't fight with others. Don't allow others to disturb your faith in your chosen form of God. God is one. Form, name, etc. are different. Third one is faith in the power of the grace of the Lord, that it can give us anything and everything. Fourth faith is the faith in our prayers, that my prayers will reach Him. With them, He will be pleased to bless me with everything and anything. That prayers can be a very aggressive upasanas, pujas, with great sankalpas and great all dravya, etc. used. The prayers can be in a silent mind, that my prayers will be answered and I am praying to Him for this and that. If these four faiths are maintained in us, what will happen? Because of the power of this faith, first we pray every day, relentlessly. That's how in all our six classes, first to 5 6 minutes we pray. And because of the faith in the prayer, when we are praying, we have the faith in His presence, we have the faith in His grace. Therefore, grace starts continuously coming. And grace in what we want, prayer for what we are doing, is to get the fulfillment of what we are doing as an our endeavor with the faith, the spiritual marga, and then the shastra. So, with the faith in the path which we have chosen, okay, we are very regular, sincere in our studying the Shastra for spiritual unfoldment. This we are one side doing. Other side, we have faith in Bhagwan and His Krupa and our prayers. And powerfully, when we are praying to Him with the faith that my prayers will be answered by Him, when this goes on for a long time, definitely what happens is He blesses us. He gives us that grace and blessings. And what is the grace and blessings of the Lord is the same Shastras which we are studying from 2 3 years, which were going away superficially from the surface, slowly start revealing their inner, deeper antarartha or meaning in our heart. This is the grace of Bhagavan. This is the result of our prayers to the Lord and His blessings, that what Shastras we are studying, the meaning, the purport, the essence of them starts revealing in our heart. Undoubtedly. Right now, we are struggling even to understand the word meaning. And that is because of our mana, buddhi, upadhi level at this moment, which is not wrong. Everybody will be like that only. But the other side, our intense prayers are the ones which will see to it by the Lord's grace that in spite whether our manabuddhi right now are capable of even understand the word meaning or not, that is our prarabdha, that is our ability, that is our effort. But there is other thing, His grace, which we have with full faith we have prayed to, that grace makes it happen suddenly, that कोई संस्कृत नहीं पता, कोई श्लोक नहीं आ रहे, लेकिन फिर भी what shastra is indicating, that starts revealing in the heart. And what the revelation happens in the heart are these 5 6 things. One is what? The whole world in which I am involving is not so real as it is taken by me so far. Is it not? If this happens, remember, the grace of Bhagavan is happening, and this will not happen without our regular studying Shastra, in which this thing is taught, and our regular prayer to the Lord to make the Shastra reveal its meaning to us. संकल्प क्या कर रहा हूं मैं उपासना में? शास्त्रोक्त ज्ञान हे भगवान मुझे मिल जाए. And at the same time, I am listening to Shastra also regularly, like you are all doing. When it goes on like this for 2 3 years, His blessings start coming. In the blessings, the first thing is what? Ki the entire world, which so importantly with value I was involving, is not so important. Then, how much important it is? It is important only as much as what contribution I have to do for whatever I am taking from the world. This word we heard 1,000 times. 1,000 times listening this sentence is different from clicking the meaning of that sentence in our heart and sustaining that thing in the heart. That the importance and value of the word for me is to contribute my Lord through dharma. More than that, no thing, no being of none of the world are important to me. If it is happening in us, we please understand that the Krupa of Bhagavan is happening because we are studying regularly, we are praying to Him. Study we have to do, but it won't come to our understanding at our present Manabuddhi level. It's so gross, so extroverted, सो फनी इट इज, उसको कभी पकड़ा ही नहीं हमने, कोई इसको साफ किया ही नहीं, कभी इसको कंट्रोल किया ही नहीं, वो है क्या अभी तक नहीं पता हमको. Then what is the way? Then it will be a very, very long time in that case. Therefore, prayer to Lord. Then He is definitely there because we have faith in Him. He is being prayed by us with so much faith. His grace definitely will come. The grace of God is in this form. And you will experience both, that this thought has clicked to you, that nothing other than my duty in the world is important to me in the world. The thought clicks, other thing clicks simultaneously is what? It is not my effort, it is His grace made me understand this. And these small little understandings are big, big leaps in spirituality. Is it not? Once I know the world is no more important to me other than my duty in the world, will anything trouble me? Will anything distract me? Will anything waste my time and energy? दसो कितना बढ़िया सा अचीवमेंट होगा if my heart is settled in this understanding. Like I am in the class to teach you. More than that, nothing else for me to do in this world. This is my duty. देखो, and every time I know what's my duty and I'm doing that, more than that, I'm not having any hatred to the world, liking to the world. World has no importance to me. That itself is freedom at that very moment from the world. Think about it coolly. It is a grace of God. Then the second thing clicks. If at all our prayers are full of faith and power, by His grace, what clicks is the entire world is nowhere but in the mind only, which is very tough to digest. It will not happen by our effort because we have so many of other forces, pressures, because of which these things will not happen by our effort. But when Bhagavan's Krupa comes, he reveals this second fact to us, that the entire world is nowhere in the mind. Nowhere but in the mind. It's nowhere, it's only in the mind. The whole world, whatever you call, including I, am also in the mind. I, the individuality. Every being, everything, my relation with them, my activities, duties with them, my reactions with them, responses, and what they give me, the reception of all of that, none, all of them are nothing but mind. If this happens, it's a very big leap. It's a great grace. When you do this one, when we come to this level, world is no more important to us. All our attention will be in the mind. Then, in the third level of grace, when we continuously listen to Upanishads only, not any lesser Grantha, Upanishad with Bhashya, along with intensifying our prayer here, that next level of thing clicks to us, that mind is mind when we mind it. Mind is no mind when we never mind it. And what to do not to mind the mind? Just to mind the self in you, in me. The moment I start minding the self in me, the mind is never minded. When the mind is never minded, there is no mind. When there is no mind, there is no world. There is no world, there is no samsara. In this way, Bhagwan's Krupa first comes as a vague thought. More and more upasana prayer you do, he strengthens this thought because this is the ultimate thing. More and more we do upasana and prayer, he makes us abide in this knowledge. What is the knowledge? I am the self. That's it. Other than the self, there is no thing. If at all thing is there, it is the mind. And in that mind, the entire jadoo is happening, the jadoo of the entire world. In that world, I am there as an individual to conduct whatever duties I am told. Clear? Doing my duty in the world, more than that, nothing. Higher than that is what? Entire world is in the mana. The next one is what? Mind is no mind when it is not minded. Mind is a mind when it is minded. And what is the ultimate sadhana? Mind the self, never mind the mind. This clicks, and that is the beginning of sadhana. Beginning, it's not the end of it. Then we keep on minding the self only, inside and outside, wherever we are. At a higher level of effort, we enter into the Savikalpa Samadhi sthiti. Minding the self, not anything else. Everything is happening around us. There is a chance for everything that is happening to prompt us to have emotions, to have reactions, to have responses. But because I am insisting to mind myself, all these in the beginning force me, but slowly recede their influence on me. Then I'm always in the thought of the self, minding of the self. When this becomes too intense, even the thought of minding the self also disappears. What remains is the experience of the self. All of them are Bhagavad Kripa. Our jobs are only to be regular in the classes. Never, ever, even one day, for any reason, we stop listening to our Upanishad. The other one is equally intense in our prayer to Bhagavan. One more thing we can add is our, mind the Shastra the Guru is teaching. Guru is teaching the Shastra. Therefore, mind your faith in the Guru. Don't lose the faith in the Guru. And how much faith in the Guru? That he is teaching Shastra to me. Then the Shastra is the one which is going to reveal truth to me. In all the three things, there should be clarity. Faith in Bhagavan, faith in Guru, faith in Shastra. Because each of them are such a sensitive, delicate ones. If the faith in Bhagavan is not there, never the Maya goes away for us to reveal what we are studying every day. Clear? And without listening to Shastra every day, the intellect has not yet a data at all to contemplate on, to ponder about. Is it not? And if we don't have the faith in Guru, we become irregular in our studies. Is it not? We become irregular in our all spiritual sadhanas. Like the faith in the father for the child. So, if he has got the devotion and faith in father, for everything that to be done, not to be done, what is the point of reference to him? My father told me to do this. My father told me to do this. My father told me not to do this. My father not to do this. If he has no remembrance or faith in the father, this stupid fellow will do what he wants to do. Will he ever grow in life? What is protecting him from his own immaturity of not knowing what to do, what not to do? Is it not my father, my father? Bolo, think. The one who doesn't have the idea only of respecting Faitva, he will live as he wants. He will only destroy himself. Sometime it may click, it may not. But there is certainty. Ki, when I know my father told me to do this, I do, I am benefited. When I don't do what father said not to do, I am benefited. No, in the place of the father, take the father of the whole world, the Bhagavan himself. Guru, our main teacher. So my Guru told me this to do. I will do. There's no way than this way to put us ourselves on the track of sadhana in spite of us, other than this way. That my Guru told me to do this, I will do. My Guru told me not to do this, I'll not to do. Other than these two, there's no way of controlling mind. There's no way of putting ourselves consistently on the path. And when will you say that? Only when you have faith in the Guru. And what Guru, when you have faith in him, he does? He tells us only to do that which is said in Shastra. And what Shastra teaches us is absolute self and the truth. Shastra is innocent. Shastra has no other purpose other than giving us the truth and liberation. Is it not? See the combination of all of them. Silently in my own heart chamber, I am praying to God. That's going on. Oh Lord, reveal the truth to me, bless me, and all. And consistently I am being in the class, trying my best with my intellect and mind to understand what is said. Same time, what Guru has given me, the sadhana aspect of it to do, I'm doing. He may say me to chant some things. He may tell me to do the upasana. He may tell me to do the mananam of this particular sloka that day. Whatever he tells, even about the व्यवहार also. गुरु ने अब कभी कभी गुरु नहीं कहते हैं तो पूछ कर हमें करना. Guru will leave us because he will always have to be in Brahma Tattva. We should not leave the Guru. It is in our interest we have to nag the Guru to get guidance for everything till we have such a wonderful bond in the heart with the Guru that even without asking he is speaking to us, and without listening we are understanding. That higher level of faith to your Guru, if you have, where he is continuously speaking without speaking, and you are continuously listening without listening, and understanding exactly what Guru expects from us for the outer life and sadhana, you will never go out of the track. Now, at present moment, if you look into our mind and heart, in all these things we are lacking. Therefore, we have to fill up faith in what we are doing. We are doing, but with faith. Is it not? We are being regular to class, but with the faith, add the faith. Ki, the best thing I have taken up, and it's going to reveal the truth to me, I'm going to get liberated. Ye wala faith. Then we have the Lord in our mind, but do we have faith in His presence? Do we have faith in His grace? Do we have faith in His in our prayers? Are we so deep in our prayer that He is going to answer my prayer? Do we have that type of faith? जितना वेग है उतना काम कम करेंगे, जितना सिंसियर है, डीप है, उतना ज्यादा उसका फायदा होगा. And toward the Guru, then you will see. Slowly, if it has not happened, it will happen tomorrow, day after. What happens is, as I said you, 2, 3 examples I gave. The further things are what? Every mantra and shloka. For what purpose it is mentioned there. Exactly that meaning reveals to us. In some mantras, there are some actions to be done. In some mantras, there are some actions to be stopped. In some mantras, there are some orders to change our attitudes, intentions. In some mantras, our wrong notions are removed. In some mantras, the nature of the truth is told. Exactly what is in that mantra will be caught. And in that, what to do and what to gain. Like Swadhyaya, we studied, but did it click to us? What is we are supposed to do in that? So to the each of the anuvakas, what we are studying, they reveal to us the meaning and what we have to do towards it. That is called as Shruti Krupa. That is called as Guru Krupa. That is called as Bhagavat Krupa. You and I, as Adhyatmika sadhakas, have to bend towards this type more and more day by day. All other is secondary for us. My faith in my Shastra and Satsang, my faith in my Guru, my faith in my Lord and His grace, my faith in my prayers. Prayers are going on. Then regular Shastra Shravanam Manam is going on. And sadhana, what is indicated by the Guru, that also is going on. All the amalgam of all that is slowly inside the revelation start happening. Of what? Of what we heard the meaning of them. What is to be understood by us is already told by the Guru 2000 times. What is to be understood, what is to be done, what is to be reached, अभी तक हजारों बार बता चुके हैं, लेकिन लगा नहीं वो. लेकिन तीर मार ही जा रहा, लेकिन लगा नहीं. तीर मारना इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है ना, लगना इंपॉर्टेंट है ना. लक्ष्य के इन द सेम वे गुरु महाराज तीर लगाए जा रहे, हमको नहीं लग रहा हो. When we have our prayers done, regularity and faith, yeah, then it starts appearing. And once you know the kindness and compassion of the Shastra and Guru is understood by us, when we are started understanding, The meaning are that mantras. We are fascinated by it so much. अब फिदा हो जाएंगे. Other than listening Shastra from the Guru and understanding the truth, other than doing the sadhana told by the Guru and Shastra, there is no maja in anything. इसी में मजा है, इसी में मुक्ति है. That type of thing happens. Once it happens, then it's only very few steps. That's it. Be in that path mood. Who knows tomorrow, at this very moment only, the revelation may happen. Only thing is, you have to abide in it. That's it. Abide in that. उतना ही बच जाएगा, उतना का उतना आसान हो जाता. Maybe all that way by our own Gurudev's Kripa, Guru Parampara Kripa, Rishi Kripa, Shruti Mata Kripa, our Ishtadevata Kripa and Parabrahma Kripa. Develop our faith in all of them and our prayers for all of them and in our regularity of classes. May we all stick to so that in our life those subtle things happen. The moment we close the eyes, immediately the mind should be withdrawn from the world. The mind should remember the shlokas, and the meaning of the shloka is comprehended with the intellect. In the meantime, the mind is transcended, the intellect's work also is done, and what thought you got that time of the truth with the understanding of intellect, we started reveling in that in a moment's notice. If we can do that, if we can reach to that, if this happens to us, that means we are in a very good position, a very good track. Keep on every day, सुबह दोपहर शाम आंख बंद कर ली, वर्ल्ड से विथड्रा हो गए, मन को शांत कर दी, श्लोक का समझ लिए, even if you don't remember the shloka, but the theme of meditation always is Paramatma only. With one or the other words or the means or techniques, whichever you are convinced about it, just travel in that. Slowly that becomes clearer. Now it will be blurred in the beginning. The blurredness goes away. The clarity happens. In the clarity of it, you will see what you are searching is your own self. Once that self is comprehended, apprehended, everything is me. Where is anything other than me? Once that is discovered, aham sarvam, there is no samsara. Aham Brahma Param Dhama, Brahma Aham Paramam Param. So today's main thing in the introduction was intensify the faith and see that it works wonders. Yeah, now we are into the ninth Anuvakam. Yesterday we came up to this point of having explained all the 12 necessarily to be done obligations of the world. Bhagavan Shankara explained them, each one of them, one, two words. What are they? Rutam, Satyam, Tapaha, Damaha, Shamaha, Agnayaha, Agnihotram, Atithi, Manusham, Praja, Prajanaha, Prajati, etc. 12 आर मेनली टोल्ड. इसमें सब कुछ आ जाते हैं, एक आध को छूटा वो भी उसको ऐड करो जो डेली करने वाले. And all of them, what is the one common word we have to add with them? Anushteyam. And that thing should enter into my heart. That's what I was saying. When you have great upasana to Ishvara Guru, and when you have faith in our work, it clicks to us. It is not that Shastra told Rutam ka Anushthan karo. Shastra told me to do the Rutam. So I, who is a follower of spirituality and follower of Shastra, from this moment in my life, Rutam alone will be there. In this way, it should click. Now, listening to Shastras as a cinema or entertainment is in the initial days. Later on, everything spoken, every word spoken in Shastra should be taken as it is for me. That will happen only Ishvara Krupa comes. That's why we pray. Else what happens? The track of listening to the class with understanding or non-understanding is one. The other track of our own earlier life of samsara, of accepting the entire world as real and indulging in it through the senses, it goes on. Then what's the fayda of that when I continue to be a samsari in spite of studying all shastra? मुक्ति तो नहीं होगा ना, is it not? In the same, therefore, through that faith and bhakti, this will happen. Ki I have to do the anushtana of the Rutam, Satyam. Right now, only close your eyes and feel. Last 7 days we are talking this topic. How many times while talking in the class or listening in class of the class, it appealed to us that यार ये सब मुझे करना है. Consciously, I am saying. Because unless I consciously feel that it is my duty to do all these as my sadhana, I won't do. हुआ नहीं. इसका अर्थ क्या हुआ? Our listening was not so tuned or perfect, and our prayers to the Bhagavan and Guru are not so great. Therefore, their blessings have come only up to the level of pushing us to sit in the class and go away. उससे ज़्यादा नहीं. You can go to the hotel, sit 10 minutes there, look at the menu card. You don't have money or anything. You can get up and go out of the hotel without ordering anything and eating anything. Yeah, there is a chance. Our class every day will be is like that. आ रहे हैं, बैठ रहे हैं, जा रहे, कोई ऑर्डर नहीं हो रहा, कोई चेंज नहीं हो रहा हमारे अंदर. अगर if that is the case, we should understand that we have to go to that next level. Nothing wrong, but from to the second step, you go from the first step only. So first step is coming regular. Second step is accepting everything said by Shastra as for ourselves. Okay. Tarutam Satyam Tamaha Tapaha. Has it clicked to me that Tapasya, Damaha and Shamaha mujhe karna hai? Is it not? See, the deep thought that mujhe Shamadama karna hai is enough that it will make the Shamadama happen. If the deep thought is not there, mujhe karna hai, कितना लाख कोशिश बाहर करो वो होता ही नहीं. Like you all have deep thought. Deep thought was a computer which was playing chess in 1980s, 90s. You have deep thought to be regular in the class. 2, 3 of you. 1, 2, 3, 4 of you, 5 of you, 6 of you. Therefore, you are coming. There's no effort, there's no struggle, there's no distraction, none of them. Management of coming to the class is becoming so easy except some very difficult days. Why is it so? You have gone in your depth of the heart about the importance of class so much that it is happening. Same way, I have to control my senses. I have to manage my mind. If this thought goes very deep, then it is obviously achieved because the thought is so deep in the heart. Everything like I have to meditate. If it is so deep, you will end up in definitely doing meditation. In the heart, if the thought is through meditation, I have to explain the self is so deep, वो हो ही जाता है. Because self is not very far away. Nor even it is difficult. It is you, it is always. But you have to shift your attention, it is revealed. शास्त्र, गुरु, परमात्मा एंड आत्मा ये चारों दूर नहीं होते. हम ही नजर उधर घुमा के रखते. So all of that am I feeling that I must do them? That's why anushtaye. More than this, Shankara cannot write because he writes more, it will be heavy for us to study. But in that one sentence, he said everything which we have to understand. What is that? Each of them should be done as anushtana. And how do we do as anushtana? When I take it to my heart, that Shruti Mata is telling to me all these things for me to do. देखो इतना responsibility कम से कम पुरुषार्थ है. Is it not? Taking this responsibility is our purushartha. We have to do it. At least saying, like while talking to you, am I feeling that what is taught here in the Shruti is for my sadhana? Even little I start, it's a beginning. Intensify it. That intensity only makes the thought deep, which we said 2 minutes back. Then only all the time my mind is focused only on doing Rutam, Damaha, Tapaha, Shamaha and all of them. Now, what Shastra is saying is the best of the sadhanas for knowing the truth. You need not look here or there, is the best. Neither for sadhana you have to look here and there, nor you should be lost in the world. What is given is do it, you reach out only. इतना पक्का होते हैं शास्त्र. Shastra's effectiveness in redeeming us is 100%. Because they are tried and tested from the time eternal. They are given by the Lord. Millions of rishis have proved. कोई डाउट ही नहीं होता. ना कोई उसको इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं, ना कोई उसको ऐड करने की जरूरत नहीं है. द ओनली फेलो हु नेवर डज दो साधना फील दैट साधना इज नॉट हेल्पफुल, शास्त्र इज नॉट हेल्पफुल. अदरवाइज जो श्रद्धा से करेगा शास्त्र काफी है. So no need of distraction, no need of looking here and there. What is said in Shastra is for me with that faith doing them. All the things, 12. Okay, these we have seen. Anushtaya word is explained. Because main words when you miss, everything is waste. Like 12 things you remembered. But they have to be done as anushtana. If that main word is not remembered, what do? You know? These 12 things you tell others like I am telling you. श्रुति ने कहा ऐसा वैसा, तुमको कहा कि मेरे को कहने को कहा. अरे यार मैं भूल गया, मेरे लिए कहा. अनुष्ठेय, पावरफुल वर्ड अनुष्ठान है ये. आपको ऐसा इसमें बैठ जाना है, इसे हिलना ही नहीं. ऑल दीज 12 थिंग्स वी हैव टू एस्टैब्लिश इन डूइंग देम इन सच ए मैनर दैट वी आर नॉट गोइंग आउट ऑफ इट. अनुष्ठान. Clear? Now further each one of you think, you get your choice of convictions and knowledges when you work on this word anushtana for yourself. Okay. Then comes now, what about the other word swadhyaya pravachana? Is it not? ये 12 की बात हो गई है, उसका हम कल देख रहे थे. We have seen all that meaning. Only reading out I do it. सर्वैहि एतैहि कर्मभिः युक्तस्य. Okay, in brackets, with anushtana attitude. With all the 12 karmas, I am endowed as taking them as my anushtana duty. Yet api, and also along with that, while doing all of them, swadhyaya pravachane, the swadhyaya and pravachana yatnataha anushthaye, they also have to be with your own effort as an anushtana we have to do. With the effort as an anushtana, both swadhyaya and pravachana also we must to do. Iti evam artham, to convey this deep feeling in the listener, sarvena saha, with all each of these things, rutam, satyam, ityadi, swadhyaya pravachana grahanam, the Shruti has added swadhyaya pravachana. Why Shruti Mata added Swadhyaya Pravachana with every of the thing? She could have said at the end. She can say in a flow, Arutam Satyam Namaha, and all of that and Swadhyaya Pravachane. Ek baar bol do, ho gaya na? Why did she say with everyone? That is important. There must be some deep purpose. The purpose, Bhagavan Shankara says, while doing each one of them, never compromise with Swadhyaya Anushtana Pravachana, and do them as Anushtana with Yatna. Yatnena Anushtaya. Yatnena Anushtaya. Yatnena. And remember, Yatna nahi kiya to kuch bhi sambhav nahi hai. Just like Yatna kiya to sab kuch sambhav. Is it not? Everything like control of the diet. If you don't do the yatna, it will never happen. And if you do the prayatnam, it will happen. Because the power of prayatna is such that it makes everything happen. Don't you see the human beings with their effort? What are the things they are achieving? अरे यार चंद्रमा पे जा रहे हैं, अंगारक ग्रह पे जा रहे हैं, क्या क्या हर चीज. All of them are result of effort, yatna. And by doing effort, they details अनुष्ठान करके रहूंगा मैं. सब भगवान रिवील कर रहे हैं ऐसे मनुष्य को. तो फॉर अस ऑल्सो एवरीथिंग इज यत्न करो तो संभव है, और करना जो है अनुष्ठान के रूप में. तो यत्नेन अनुष्ठेय अनुष्ठेये स्वाध्याय प्रवचने. एवरीथिंग अर्ली मॉर्निंग यू वांट टू गेट अप. इफ यू डोंट डू यत्न, यू विल नेवर डू एबल टू डू. इफ यू ट्राई डूइंग इट, इट स्टार्ट्स हैपनिंग. In the same way, I can't chant the Veda mantra. अरे अनुष्ठान के रूप में ले लो वेद मंत्र चैंटिंग सीखने को and do it with yatna, it will happen. See, like for me, I was such a fear how to take classes with Bhashya on the Upanishads. Because we are all children, how do we know all this? Then by Guru Ishvara Krupa, we started doing yatna as an anusthana. Now we have come to a level where Bhagwan's Bhashya we are able to tune to. If not 100%, at least 10-20%. Why this result came? अनुष्ठान के रूप में यत्न किया, अनुष्ठान के रूप में लेकर प्रयत्न किया. So, what is the summary so far? You can't compromise Swadhyaya, Pravachana for the sake of these each of the 12 things. You cannot compromise those 12 things for the sake of Swadhyaya, Pravachana. Then what is the way? They also are Anushtaye, these are also Anushtaye. Both you have to manage to do simultaneously. That is the Shastra. And then common sense क्या है, ज़्यादा दिमाग लगाने की भी ज़रूरत नहीं. Simple. When you do these 12 things, your outer obligations are cleared, your antakarana becoming pure. When you are doing these two things, then your knowledge about the goal, truth, and its glory is growing, so that your desire to know the truth becomes strengthened. If this is not studied, then this alone, the 12 things alone, appear to be the entire life. That is everybody's living life. The Nastikas, those who never listen to Shastra, they live the life of worldliness only, fully involving in them. They never know there is Shastra, there is a self, there is a truth, there is to be realized. उन सबको पता ही नहीं, उस विषय में zero. Others, those who are studying Shastra, Swadhyaya and trying to do the prayers, if they have not done these things, then their gadi will be very, it won't go ahead. He will not go into the sublime things. Without the passport visa, you are not allowed. So too, without the passport visa, clearing all the debts and obligation, we will not be allowed into deeper experience of the truth on the seat of meditation. Therefore, that person must know, समझ रहा हूँ लेकिन ध्यान नहीं लग रहा, अनुभव नहीं आ रहा, का अर्थ क्या है? You have some things to clear. Therefore, involve in these two. और उसमें in exhaustion is exhaustively the Guru said. Everything is not everyone. Like prajacha, prajatischa, prajanascha is not applicable to a sannyasi. Not for even a brahmachari, not for a vanaprasth. It's only for grahastha. So to whom is what you must know. And for the sannyasi, the praja, prajati, prajana is the sushishya gana. Then the amayantu brahmacharinaha, vimayantu brahmacharinaha. Then to teach them he can have. They are all his Nada Santati, not Bindu. Nada Santati is my children, Guru's children called disciples. All disciples are Guru ke bache, but they are Nada Santati. They are children by virtue of listening jnana of Shastra. So for that sake, Guru can pray this. A sannyasi can pray, more and more disciples can come, I can teach. For the grahastha, praja, prajati, prajana is actually having the children. Vanaprasthi brahmachari should not get caught up in that. He has no job of this. In that way. Every one of them, we should be matured enough at what age of ours, sadhana of ours, out of these 12 are required to be done. Is it not? Many of them are mainly set for grahastha. Clear? Now, Bhagavan is explaining to us what is Swadhyaya, what is Pravachana. And why? Swadhyaya to pehle bataya. Swadhyaya, Adhyayanam, Pravachanam, Adhyavanam, Brahma Yajnova. Why this to be done? Swadhyaya, Pravachana, he is explaining now. We saw yesterday, again we will see. Swadhyaya Adhinam hi Arthajnanam. Is it not? When you listen from the Guru in the class, first step of Swadhyaya, when you do the study at home, second Adhyaya, Swadhyaya, third little contemplation, then only Arthajnanam. What is Arthajnanam? What is said as a literal meaning in that Upanishad mantra, and what they are expecting me to do, and what is the goal indicated in them. ये Arthajnanam को होना है ना. Like, unless I see every day meaning of Shanno Mitra Samvarnaha, how will I know the Artha Jnanam of it? That in this, the Mahat Brahma only, in the form of so many devatas, is worshipped, because each devata has his blessings required to pour on me for my being fit in spiritual sadhana. आप नहीं करोगे स्वाध्याय, ये श्लोकों का अर्थ ज्ञान कैसा होगा? स्वाध्याय आधीनमी अर्थ ज्ञानम. दैट्स व्हाट आई सेड इन द मॉर्निंग इंट्रोडक्शन में. हमें हर एक मंत्र का मीनिंग समझ में आना है. एंड नेक्स्ट स्टेप इज व्हाट? अर्थ ज्ञान आयत्तम च परम श्रेय. इफ यू डोंट हैव द मीनिंग ऑफ द श्लोकास, especially which talk about the truth, on what you will meditate? Unless we meditate and know the self, how can there be Param Shreya? Where is Param Shreya in knowing myself? How do I know myself? Only on the seat of meditation. If I don't know what is the object of meditation or the theme of meditation, how will I do? The theme and object of meditation is called Artha Jnanam. That comes with Swadhyaya. So, four things are Swadhyayam, Artha Jnanam, then the sadhana of it leading to the Paramashreya. Therefore, the need of Swadhyaya. स्वाध्याय से अर्थ ज्ञान होगा, अर्थ ज्ञान से ध्यान होगा, ध्यान से परमश्रेय. Therefore, Swadhyaya is said every day. And we are very, you and I तो इतने वेग में हैं शास्त्र ज्ञान में, तो हमको तो सुबह दोपहर शाम और भी पढ़ते पढ़ते जाना. These 2 years of few classes per day are not sufficient. समझ इतना किया हर भी क्या किया? वो कोई बाबा जी बोल रहे आप सुन रहे हो, खुद कहाँ पढ़े घर में? One's own Swadhyaya. Just imagine from today, every day, Subha, Dopahar, Sham, 1 or 2 books you have taken, went on studying. What would be your mind's understanding after 10 years? Okay. Another thing is, you take a person whom you know 20 years back, now also. And 20 years back, he was novice. In 20 years, he studied his own subject, let's say medicine, your own grandchild. He was playing in front of you only. Then you made him Dakila in school, college, and made him to enter into medicine. Don't you see him in those 20 years of time? He is such a doctor, professional with all medical knowledge. In the same way, in front of our eyes only, don't we, some people who started spiritual study of Shastra, in 10, 20 years of time, they became master of that? Now, apply it to ourselves. After 10 years, we have to become thorough in the theme propounded by the Vedanta Shastra. From now onwards, how much I have to relentlessly study. Do you know Gurudev? There's no day for him without spending few hours in studying, even though he has established in truth. Because he needs examples, he needs the ways to teach. Therefore, in all places where he used to go, he'll have a library. There is a library in Mumbai Ashram. There is a library in Siddhabari. There is in every nation he'll have his library. US जाएंगे, किसी न किसी घर में library होगा, वहीं रहेंगे वो. He will go on reading. He must have read thousands of books in his life. Swadhyaya. Then only he will be able to be thorough in his work. I am giving the examples. So Swadhyaya includes both listening and studying. So Swadhyaya ayattam eva artha jnanam. Artha jnana ayattameva param shreyaha. If you don't study, you will never have the goal and means clearly understood. Without understanding the goal and means, how do you do the means of outer and inner sadhana and meditation and reach the goal of param shreya? That is why Swadhyaya is anushteyam. Clear? The second one is pravachanam. What is pravachanam? Ki हो गया. स्वाध्याय इज एक्सप्लेन. स्वाध्याय से अर्थ ज्ञान होगा, अर्थ ज्ञान से ध्यान होगा, ध्यान से आत्मा मिलेगा, आत्मा से परमश्रेय मिलेगा. There's no doubt. Why the other thing is told, the pravachana, स्वाध्याय करके छोड़ सकते हो? The second thing is so beautiful, I tell you. Very wonderful. He says, Pravachanam. Pravachan का क्यों अनुष्ठान बताया 12 times? So, तद अविस्मरणार्थम. I told you yesterday, not to forget the Shastra and Shastra meaning and goal, we have to do the Pravachana. Why? When you take responsibility to do the Pravachana, our study is more regular and remembrance is more regular. Tad avismaranartham pravachanam. And what happens, when you go on doing speaking, as I told you today, one day it clicks to us, यार ये जो मैं बता रहा हूँ उनको ये मुझे करना चाहिए. See, the fun of the joy is what when you listen to a Swami speaking, you only listen, bol rahe ho. We listen in such a manner that he should do and he should realize it has nothing to do with me. इस तरह से सिनेमा की तरह देखते हैं. Like you see in cinema, you never feel that you should go and beat the villain. What is your attitude all the time when you watch a movie? The hero should go and beat the villain. You will not go. In the same way, when we regularly listen Shastra from the Guru, हमको लगता है कि गुरु ही कुछ कर जाए, हमें कुछ नहीं करना. But when you do the pravachanam for a long time, of any values also, है ना, सत्य बोले, झूठ त्यागे, प्रेम आपस से करें, देशभक्ति, धर्म. When you go on telling children a long time, even values, I shouldn't be angry, I shouldn't be cranky, you should not. Telling the children, one day it clicks to us that, अरे यार इसको जो बता रहा हूँ मुझे करना चाहिए. It will click to us. Therefore, pravachana, why we have to do? Tad avismaranartham. What tat means? That artha. Artha ज्ञान जो है और परम श्रेय जो है, इन दोनों को नहीं भूले, इसलिए हमको प्रवचन करना पड़ता. Again, pravachana two parts is teaching to others, somebody to listen, and ourselves doing the chanting of the mantra. That's called a Brahma Jnana. Brahma Yajnam or Brahma Yajnam it is said. Yeah. Brahma Yajnam, sir. Yeah. Brahma Yajna is doing the chantings, telling others. Okay? First meaning is this. Pravachana is tat avismaranartham, to remind us all the time about the Shreyas as well as the Artha Jnana of the mantra. Second is what? Dharma Vruddhyarthancha. See? In our own heart, to this sadhana, I must to do it, this type of dharma feeling comes. Dharma is duty. The feeling that it is my duty, is my anushtana, is called as the dharma vruddhi in us. Yeah? Now, second dharma vruddhi is what? When I am doing the pravachana, then only the dharma is spread in the world, which is our duty. Now, why Gurudev has taken the Vedanta and throughout the world did pravachana? Dharma vruddhyartham. अगर वो ऐसा पढ़कर साधना करने के साथ साथ बोलने वाले नहीं होते ना, तो दूसरों को कहाँ पता चलेगा फिर? This thing has become the main resource for Puja Gurudev. I think that to do the dharma vriddhi, he went on doing the pravachanam throughout his 42.5 years. So now be very clear. Swadhyaya pravachana are to be done with yatna as anushtana along with rutam satyam ityadi. Point 1. Point 2. The Swadhyaya doing gives us Artha Jnanam. Artha Jnanam makes us do the meditation fruitfully. That fruitful meditation gives the fruit of the Mukti. Therefore, Swadhyaya is Anushtaya. Why the Pravachanam? Pravachana first helps us not to forget what is our goal, what is our Artha Jnana of the Shastra. Second is what? This pravachanam is a way by which dharma vruddhi happens in the world. Therefore, every one of us both have all the three responsibilities of listening from the Guru, doing our own adhyanam and abhyasam of that, and teaching to the next generation, teaching to everyone. And that day we discussed 4 days back, in whatever the way you can spread our Shastras to the world, in which Mukti Marga, Dharma Marga taught, all those are valid. Keep doing them. One of the things we have chosen, Subha Dopar Sham, take the text and talk on this, YouTube, etc. How many number of people see? That is very good. जितना है जिनको किस्मत है वो आएंगे सुनेंगे. But we are doing our duty. So why pravachana has to be done? One side so that we don't forget. Second is called the dharma pravruddhi ke liye. Therefore, ataha, what is the conclusion? Swadhyaya pravachanayoho adaraha karyaha. Now it looks to be so simple, but go into the heart of Adi Shankara, what it would be the feeling when he wrote this. Do you feel like he's saying, my dear student of my Bhashya, please listen that Swadhyaya Pravachana ka adar karo, adarah karya. Respectfully, reverentially do the Swadhyaya Pravachana as Anushtana with Yatna. In that only the Dharma Vruddhi will happen. In that only you will be thoroughly remembering your source and goal and means. And only through this Swadhyaya you will be clear about the knowledge, Artha Jnanam, and that alone inspires for your sadhana in which you get the Shreyas. Swadhyaya pravachana yoho adaraha karyaha. Now I am also failing in words to say. But as I told you, jubilation and joy that every day some Swadhyaya is going on, some Pravachana is going on. Hey Guru Adi Shankara, hey Gurus of Taittiriya Upanishad, what you are telling, we are trying to do to the best of our ability. You give us more and more abilities and accomplish what you want to accomplish through us. That is your job. But for us, give the phala or anugraha of this, that what we are studying in Shastra becomes our thorough knowledge. We get inspired by that and we do sadhana to reach our goal. हमें अनुग्रह करो. मैं पर्सनली प्रे कर रहा हूँ बिकॉज स्वाध्याय प्रवचन हो आदर कार्य. So this again is an inspiration for me personally. In front of you, I am committing for my sake. Throughout life, we do this Swadhyaya and Pravachan. Any of the day, if I don't do, you can remind me and tell me, स्वामी जी आपने कहा उस दिन वादा किया 2nd September 2022 02092022. How did you forget the Swadhyaya Pravachana? Swadhyaya Pravachanayoho Adaraha Karyaha. Please value, respect Swadhyaya Pravachana. And how do you express the value and respect? Yatnataha Anushtheye. With Yatna, you do the Anushtana of this Swadhyaya Pravachana. And what is Swadhyaya Adhyanam? How do you do Adhyanam? Listen from the Guru and study yourself and look into yourself whether that understanding has entered the art or not. And what is Pravachanam? Pravachanam is Adhyavanam, teaching to others. Brahma Yajnova. The Brahma Yajna meaning we gave daily Parayanam as well as doing what is said of the Dravya Yajna as well as doing what is said as Jnana Yajna. So through Swadhyaya, Arthavagahana, through Arthavagahana, Dhyana and Phala will come. Through Pravachanam, Avismarana will be there. We will not forget what is our goal and means and what we studied. And through Pravachanam, Dharma Vruddhi happens. स्वाध्याय प्रवचने प्रवचनयो हो आदर कार्य. शंकर भगवान के चरण में हमको भक्ति है ना, वी डू दिस वन. Okay, now comes in the next last paragraph to tell the importance of balancing both Rutam, Satyam, Ityadi and Swadhyaya Pravachana other side. The examples of three rishis, three great saints and rishis is quoted here. Hari Om. Sorry. So the three gurus' names are given here who are authority through their practice for us to get convinced about what is said in this ninth Anuvaka, the most beautiful topic of balancing our life with the attitude of Anushtana, with both Rutam Satyam Ityadi one side and Swadhyaya Pravachana the other side. Who are those three gurus? Om Satyam iti Satyameva Anushthatavyam iti Satyavachaha Satyameva Vachaha Yasya Saha Ayam Satyavachaha Namavava Tatu Tasya Rathitaraha Rathitara Gotraha Rathitaraha Acharya Manyate. So, after all that is said, Rutamja Swadhyaya Pravachane up to Prajacha Swadhyaya Pravachane Prajanasya Swadhyaya Pravachane Prajatishcha Swadhyaya Pravachane. In that mantra, after this, what is the next mantra? Satyamiti Satyavachara Thitaraha Tavaiti Tapo Nityah Paurushishtihi Swadhyaya Pravachane Eveti Nakoma Udgalyaha Tadhitapaha. These four sentences in the main mantra, Bhashyakara is explaining. So, first sentence is Satyam iti Satyavacha Rathitaraha. This is the first sentence. So, Satyam iti means what? Satya, which is the second sadhana told, is to be practiced. This is what is said by this Acharya. So, Satyam iti means Satyameva Anushthatavyam iti. सत्य का जरूर अनुष्ठान करना ऐसा. Who told? सत्यवचाः. सत्यम एव वचः यस्य सः अयं सत्यवचाः. And that guru who throughout life practiced satya and enjoyed the beautiful benefits of that. That is why his name is Satyavachaha. Or other meaning is what? Namaha tasya. हमेशा सत्य बोलने के कारण उनका नाम सत्यवचा करके फेमस हुआ होगा, या वाकई उनका नाम सत्यवचा है. So there is a great saint by name Satyavacha, or a great saint who was always in the Anushtana of the Satya. Therefore, his name is called as Satyavachaha. Such person, and to whom he belongs to, Rathitaraha. Means what? Rathitara Gotraha. The Rathitara Rishi Parampara Gotra related Acharya Manyate. He has a full faith, and in his opinion, Satya should be practiced as Anushtana. He himself practiced it. He got the benefit out of it. Therefore he said Satyam. Bhaiya Satyamat Chodna. Like in this world of India, Sanatana Dharma, so many Shastras, so many sadhanas are there. Each of the Acharya does one sadhana, through that he gets benefit, then he goes on preaching it to others. कोई कर्म कर रहा है, कोई योग कर रहा है, कोई भक्ति कर रहा है, कोई वेदांत कर रहा है. Everyone is doing, no? So this Rathitara Gotras Mahacharya, whose either name was Satyavacha or himself was established in speaking Satya, for him, in his opinion, he says Satya is to be done as Anushtana. So a Rishi authority is always adds to the knowledge, gives us conviction. That's why in this Upanishad particularly we saw, why do you say Maha? Are Maha Chavasya Pravedayate? He himself taught to his own disciple, Prachina Yogya. So the Arsha Smaran is a part of sadhana and it gives an authority. Now, we have come very far away in time from the Vedic period, but at that time, when the disciples were taught this, if they were told, Are Vachalo, Suno, Rathitar, you know that Rathitar uncle? Rathitar Guru Garu? He told, Satyavacha, his name himself Satyavacha, he belonged to Rathitar Gotra, Rathitar Gotra, for him Satya is Anushtana. When a very icons of the nation in any of the fields, when they endorse an ad, don't we get inspired? Although they have to endorse the ad of patriotism, ad of living in dharma and all of that, सारे बड़े बड़े लोग उसका ऐड करो, पूरा देश बदल जाता है. But दे डू समथिंग फॉर द एडवर्टाइजमेंट, देयरफॉर हमको लगता है उसने जैवलिन थ्रो वाला वो खरीदा इसलिए मैं भी खरीदता हूँ, या ये जो क्रिकेट वाला इसने ये कार खरीदा मैं, you tell an example, then it becomes easy for somebody to have faith. So here, the Rathitara is a big vamsha of the Shastras of that time. And in that, one was famous, belonged to Rathitara Gotra, therefore it's called Rathitara, as his name was Satyavacha. Whatever was his name, we don't know, but he became famous by name Satyavacha, because always he himself was speaking Satyam, Satyam. According to him, talking Satya is an Anushtana, therefore that is what is his opinion. So Satyam iti Satyavachaha Rathitara Gotrasya Acharya Manyate. This is the sentence. So therefore the शंकर भगवान का भाष्य भी मिल गया हमको, सत्य का डेफिनेशन भी मिल गया, एंड राथीतर गोत्रा सत्यवचा गुरु का अथॉरिटी भी मिल गया. वी हैव टू लिव लाइफ ऑफ सत्य. Okay, now second one, another acharya also studied all that, did all of that, but among them one thing he got benefited more, he started doing the prachar of that. For him, the tapasya was most important. Tapaiti tapo nityah paurusishtihi. Same way the explanation, tapaha iti means tapah eva kartavyam iti. Tapa must be done. Like always, I also speak to यार पूरा भागवत पढ़ो या ना पढ़ो, 11th स्कंद पढ़ो. अगेन ऐसे 11th स्कंद पढ़ो या ना पढ़ो, 28वां चैप्टर पढ़ो. अगेन वैसे 28 पूरा पढ़ो या ना पढ़ो, पहले 20 श्लोक पढ़ो. 20 श्लोक पढ़े नहीं तो 20 के 10 श्लोक पढ़ो या 2 श्लोक पढ़ो. ये भी नहीं पढ़ो तो पढ़े रहो. सड़े रहो. Don't we give the options? In the same way, the Rathitar ji said, Rathitar Gotra Satyavacha, यार कुछ करो या ना करो, तुम सत्य बोलो बस, बाकी हो जाए. That why do the gurus say like that? To initiate us, यार at least do one. Because such a बड़ा लिस्ट देखकर हमको लगता है ये सब हम नहीं कर पाएंगे. How to inspire? छोड़ो सब कुछ, ये करो. Same, a teacher, a counseling teacher, intelligent. When the child says, physics, maths, chemistry, so many I can't study. Yeah, don't worry about all of them. What is exam tomorrow? Chemistry. सिर्फ chemistry पे दिमाग लगा. बाकी बाद में देखेंगे. In the same way, the Rathitara Gotra Satyavacha said, you must do Satyam. It doesn't mean that other things you should not do. He says Satya has a very tremendous effect. कम से कम उसको शुरू करो. Either because of effectiveness or easiness, whatever. He found Satya is good for him. He said do it. It was his Acharya Manyate. It is in his opinion. So too, Tapaha iti means Tapaha eva kartavya iti. Tapa iti is the mantra. Tapa eva kartavya is added by Bhashyakara. That is why his purpose. The purpose of Bhashya is this. Tapa eva kartavyam iti tapo nityaha. Why he is called tapo nityaha? Tapasi nityaha. Tapaha paraha. The other Acharya was always established in tapasya. Tapo nitya itiva namaha. Maybe his name is only tapo nitya. या उनका नाम तपोनित्य होगा या खुद ही निरंतर तपस्या में थे वो, ऐसे आचार्य ने कहा. एंड टू whom he belongs to पौरुशिष्टि means पुरुशिष्टस्य अपत्यम पौरुशिष्टि आचार्य मन्यते. So the Purushishta Guru's son, because of that, his name is Paurushishti. He was also great Vedantic Acharya. Manyate, in his strongest opinion, tapasya should be taken as an anushtana and performed. And he himself was establishing in that. So tapayeva nishtaha taponishtaha. Or taponishtaha namataha va acharya manyate. Kim manyate? Tapa eva kartavya iti. So tapo paurusishti is the taponishta belongs to the purushishta. Purushishta is his name. Sorry, purushishta is father's name. His son therefore is called paurushishti. So paurushishti purushishta se apatyam. Apatyam is child. Paurushishti acharya manyate. So what is Rathitara said? He said Satya should be taken and done as Anushtanam. What is Paurushishti said? Do the tapasya as Anushtanam. कर्तव्य के रूप में करो. So they are great saints who have done, who got the benefit, who have endorsed it. Let us do it. Now the third one is called, the other guru is there. His name is Naka. He belongs to the Mudgala Gotra. Therefore, Naka belongs to Mudgala. Therefore, he's called Naka Maudgalyaha. He is the one main. For us, he is the main authority. Third one, what he said, कि स्वाध्याय प्रवचने एव अनुष्ठेये iti. Swadhyaya pravachaneva iti. That is what is said in the main mantra. So anushtheye is a word added by Shankara. Swadhyaya pravachane eva anushtheye iti. Swadhyaya pravachana is the only thing enough for you to do as anushtana. Iti nakaha namataha. A guru by name Nakaha. Apatyam Mudgalasya. He is a son of Mudgala, therefore Maudgalyaha Acharya Manyate. That Acharya says. Now all these three said. Now these three also sat one day and they discussed. यार क्या करें फिर? See, I am telling Satya, you are telling Tapaha, he is saying Swadhyaya Pravachanam. No, कौन सा लोग तीनों को सुन रहे तो confuse हो रहे हैं. When they sat together, then they understood Satya, Tapas, though are great, but all of them already a parts in the Swadhyaya Pravachana. Together they came to conclusion that yeah, real Satya and real Tapasya is on in Swadhyaya Anushtana only. They conclusively said Swadhyaya Pravachana is the ultimate thing to be done as Kartavya and Anushtana with Yatna. That is the last sentence. Tadhitabaha, tadhitabaha. Swadhyaya pravachane with nako maudgalya. In the main mantra, tadhitabaha, tadhitabaha. Means what? He yasmat swadhyaya pravachane eva tapaha. Ultimate tapasya and ultimate greatest thing is Swadhyaya pravachana only. Therefore, tasmat te eva anushteye iti. Therefore, those two alone have to be done as anushtana iti. Uktana iti. Therefore, all of them put together have concluded that in the three of them there is a competition. Swadhyaya pravachana are more important to be done as anushtana than anything else. तद्हितपहा का अर्थ यह है वही तपस्या है, वही तपस्या है. कौन सी बात? जो अभी बताया लेटेस्ट. व्हाट वाज लेटेस्ट? नाक मौद्गल्य ने जो कहा. व्हाट वाज दैट? स्वाध्याय प्रवचन. तो स्वाध्याय प्रवचन आर मोर इंपॉर्टेंट देन all the above things. So that is a conclusion. Iti nako namata maudgalya iti ukta iti. Then uktanamapi. Here you said in the beginning Vrutam cha Satyam cha. Why again you are telling the quotation of Rathitara and Maudgalya, and then also this Paurushishti, Mudgalasya Paurushishti, and also this third one Nakaha. Why are you telling the name of these acharyas, and through them again why are you reminding us of Satyadi? Because Uktanamapi Satya Tapas Swadhyaya Pravachanam Punargrahanam Adarartham. Even though they were said in the beginning, again it is said repeatedly with the authority of the Guru only to create the adara in us to the live life both of the Rutam Satyam one side, Swadhyaya Pravachan other side. आदरार्थ. आदर मतलब उसकी महिमा को सुनाने के लिए, ग्रेटनेस बताने के लिए. एवरीवेयर इट इज सो. द मदर टेल्स सेकंड टाइम, थर्ड टाइम, बेटा केयरफुल रहना. वाई? आदरार्थ. She wants the child to be safe, therefore, careful. Adararth. So Shruti Mata said once in the beginning. Why again? Satyamiji satyavacharati idaraha tapaidi tapo nityaha swadhyaya pravachane vidma ko maudgalya. बता चुके हो ना यार. आदरार्थ. Adara means what? Shruti is feeling that somehow, if the listeners are convinced about Swadhyaya Tapa and Tapas Satyam Tapaha Swadhyaya Pravachana, immense benefit they get. That feeling Shruti Mata has, she is conveying the adara to these things by repeatedly saying, like Puja Gurudev. How many times he visited same Yajnashala and conduct Yajna? Kyun? Yeah, at least in this time, these fellows, listeners, will understand what is given in Gita or Upanishad. They mold their life accordingly so that the life becomes beautiful. So why did he do repeatedly? Adarartha. Adara for what? Adara for the subject, adara for the people, adara to tune both of them. So the subject here is Satyam Tapaha Swadhyaya Pravachan. We are the listeners. We have to tune to it. For that sake, here the Shruti is saying again. That's what is her adhara. She has adhara for us. Adhara here is love, concern. That the students of Upanishad should never fail in life. They must know the truth and get liberated. And that happens when you do sadhana. Sadhana will happen when you are convinced about it. Therefore, the adhara toward the sadhana expressed through repetition. So this is how the Navama Anuvaka we have offered at the feet of the Lord. When you study tomorrow, come tomorrow, we will see the Dashamaha Anuvaka. Very beautiful it is also, and it is very sublime, very powerful. We'll give some 5-6 minutes introduction, then we study that also. Yeah? Today we'll stop here. Sarvam Bhagavad Charanara Indarpanamastu. Om 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 Om. The homework is understanding the meaning of every of the words. Rutam, Satyam, Tapaha, Ityad. Feel it in the heart. So to understand the meaning, definition, Bhashya given to the Swadhyaya Pravachana also. Then remember these three acharyas. Satyavacha, then Paurashishtihi, then Nakaha. And from their inspiration, feel that these things to be done as Anushtana by me also. And always in the memory of that. If we can do this homework, it will be tremendously helpful to us. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Paramarashibhyo Namaha Parabrahmane Namaha श्रुतिमात्रे नमः वेदव्यासवैशम्पायनयाज्ञवल्क्यादिगुरुभ्यो नमः अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः ॐ तत्सद्ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु थैंक यू फ्रेंड्स जय श्री कृष्ण